Hi, it's Alicia. I'm going to talk you through this layout that I made for the Uniquely Creative Kit Club for the month of May. And this layout had the special privilege of being on the front cover of the magazine. So let's have a look at how I made it. I started with 2 photographs. In the photos I had one child looking at the camera in one photo and the other child looking at the camera in the other photo. So I decided to cut the 2 photos in half and use them together on the layout. I trimmed them down to about a 3x4 inch size for each photograph. The next step was to layer them onto some paper, and the paper that I used is the limited editions paper. It was already torn from my previous layout, so I decided to include the torn edge with the photo mat. I used some foam tape to layer each photograph onto the foam mat. The next step is to use the background stamp that comes in the kit. This is a really awesome stamp by Craft. We're going to stamp horizontally across the page and then we're going to add 3 rectangles from limited edition paper and heirloom paper. I didn't measure these rectangles. They can really be any size. The next step was to use some of the numbers out of this piece of paper. I decided to use the ages of the children in the photo, so 2 and 6. Then I decided I thought that the papers would look nicer if they were inked with some Craft bark ink. So I went through and inked all of those. And now I'm up to adhering the papers to the layout. I'm kind of following the design of the stamp up and down horizontally across the page. I've used foam tape here on the photos to pop them out a little bit more from the page. I'm just positioning these papers across the layout, and then I'm looking for a few collectibles that I can add in for an extra little bit of decoration and embellishment. Because this is a masculine layout, I'm trying to choose collectibles that have a more masculine feel. Adding in the numbers. And a sentiment quote for the layout. Clocks are always a great embellishment for male layouts, and to me they represent the recording of time and special moments. So I've popped 2 of those clocks in, just sliding them underneath the papers. Then I'm getting out some of the wooden cogs and the copper wire that came in the Uniquely Creative Kit. The copper wire is really fine, so it's very easy to bend and manipulate to how you want it in your layout. I decided to ink my cogs with the Craft bark ink, and I'm just adding them with a little bit of glue. I found that if I slipped them in underneath the paper, they felt more secure. Then I just put the glue on top of it for a little bit of weight while the glue was drying, and that just held everything in place. It did take a while for the glue to dry. The next step was to add some burlap from the kit. This was a really great addition to the kit. The ladies did so well deciding on what little extras could go in. I really enjoyed working with the burlap, and I just cut this into strips to continue along with the design of the layout, but it just adds some texture. Just adding in a couple little more collectibles to balance out this side of the layout. I just felt there was a little bit of a gap on this side, so I end up adding another little bit of paper in there just to even up that gap on the side of the layout. These little leaves were fussy cut from the one-of-a-kind paper. I'd already had them fussy cut. I just felt that this layout just needed a little bit extra embellishment, but being a boy layout, I didn't want to put too many flowers into it, so I chose 2 of these blue leaves. I absolutely love this cork alphabet that Uniquely Creative put in the kit. When you are putting your title on, it's a good idea to use a ruler and to pop the stickers onto the ruler first. That way you can position the title exactly where you want it without having to stick it down and pull it back up several times until you're happy with it. Once you're happy with your design, then you glue it down and just pull the ruler away. Last of all, I just used the Uniquely Creative watercolor set to add a few little drops of watercolor paint for a mixed media look. So that's the layout. I really hope you like it. I can't wait to see if you make it too, and to see your interpretation on the layout. Thanks so much for watching. Have a lovely crafty day.